Hey everyone, so today's going to be a little bit of a different video. I filmed this a long time ago and I decided why not just go ahead and make the video. So this is a tutorial on how to make an easy risotto. The recipe that I use is from All Recipes and I'll have it linked down below for ingredients and all that. So without further ado, let's get started. So for the ingredients that you'll need to make this recipe are 1.5 cups of arborio rice, 6 cups of chicken broth, half a cup of white wine, a third cup of Parmesan cheese, a pound of mushrooms of your choice, 4 tablespoons of butter, and salt and pepper to taste. So usually when I'm cooking, I really like to listen to music, so I'm just going to start out just getting my jams all ready. So I was in a really Dixie Chicks mood when I was filming this, so that is why you'll see the Dixie Chicks on here right now. So to start out, I'm first going to take all the mushrooms and cut them up into quarters, and then right after that I'm going to quickly put them in a strainer and rinse them with water to get kind of all the little dirt off by cutting it first. I don't know why, that's just how I do it, so I'm just going to go through and chop up all the mushrooms. So now that the mushrooms are all washed and chopped, I'm going to add some butter to a heated skillet that's on medium to high heat. I'm going to kind of let the butter melt a little bit and mix it around in the pan, and then I'm going to add in the mushrooms. So I'm going to mix these mushrooms around a bit every so many minutes, and then I'm just going to add some salt and pepper to taste, and then we're all set and ready to go. I'm just going to take it off onto the back burner and just let it sit there. So let's move on to the risotto. So I'm going to first pour some vegetable oil into a heated skillet that's on medium to high heat. I'm then going to add in the arborio rice and then mix it around and coat it within the oil. The goal of this is to get it a little bit golden brown, just to cook it up a little bit so it kind of has a toasted flavor to it as well. So as you can see here, it's not too good quality, but you're just going to mix it around every few minutes. So this should take about 2 minutes until you get to that golden brown texture that we're looking for. I'm then going to add in the white wine. Just be careful with this because it does react to the heat and it does fizz up a bit. As you can see, it does get quite a big reaction there. So you're just going to pour the wine in, and then you're going to make sure that you start mixing after it kind of dissolves. So the goal of risotto is just to mix constantly. You'll see in this video that it consists mostly of mixing. So I'm just going to mix this around a bit until it kind of gets all the wine has dissolved. So now all the wine has dissolved, I'm then going to mix it again one more time and then add in some chicken broth. I usually will heat up the chicken broth in the microwave. I find that it makes it go a lot quicker, so I just use one of those Pyrex measuring cups that everyone seems to have. So I add about half a cup each time and then continue stirring constantly. That's the key, just stir, 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 stir. So I'm going to repeat this process again. I'm just going to continue stirring, and once I notice that it starts to thicken up a bit, I'm then going to add in more chicken broth to mix it, and then this is basically the key to risotto. It's actually quite simple. It's a little time consuming, but other than that, it's pretty simple. You just have to remember to stir, and then once it's thickened up a bit, add more broth. I usually add about half a cup each time, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So at this point, I've added all the broth to the risotto, and you can see how much of water it has absorbed into it. So I'm just gonna let it thicken up a bit so it's not runny anymore, and you kind of want the risotto to be al dente. So once I have all the moisture has been absorbed, I'm just gonna sprinkle in some salt and pepper to taste. And then I'm going to add in some butter. The recipe calls for 4 tablespoons, but I literally just eyeball it. I do a little bit, but it does help thicken up the risotto a lot. So if you do find that yours is a little bit runny, the butter helps make sure that it kind of thickens up a bit and it adds to an overall richer taste. I'm And then I'm gonna add in the Parmesan. The recipe says about a 1/3 cup, but usually I just eyeball it. I will just pour whatever is in there and all that. So you can add more or less depending on what your preference is, but I'd say a 1/3 cup is a good place of reference if you're trying to figure out what would be best for you. So you're just going to mix that around until all the Parmesan has kind of melted into the risotto, and once that's done, we can then add the mushrooms into the mix. And I'm going to just mix in the mushrooms with the risotto, and then you're all set. So this ends up making like a really good meal for me because I have it for dinner and then I have a lot of leftovers later on. So you can see it does produce quite a lot. So this will probably last me about 3 meals. And so what I like to do then afterwards is just sprinkle on bigger pieces of Parmesan just to add some more flavor to it and make it look a little bit pretty. But other than that, yeah, it's actually pretty straightforward with risotto. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know it's a little different, but let me know in the comments below if you want me to do more recipe type videos because I love baking. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!